Welcome, mythical beasts. Today, I'm taking on our wildest food challenge ever, eating like Mr. Beast for 24 hours. Forget normal meals, think giant burgers, gold-covered desserts, and price tags that'll make your wallet cry. I'm about to experience the most extravagant, over-the-top foods on the planet, all in one day. Will my body survive this culinary chaos? There's only one way to find out. This is I ate like Mr. Beast for 24 hours. Let's eat. For the uninitiated, Mr. Beast, Jimmy Donaldson, is the king of YouTube extravagance. He's famous for giving away millions, pulling off insane stunts, and of course eating food that's as wild as his challenges. Why am I doing this? Curiosity. I want to know if a $500 steak or gold-covered dessert is actually worth it. Is it all for show, or is there real magic in these meals? Today, I'm stepping into Mr. Beast's shoes. One ridiculous bite at a time. Let's see if I can handle the heat. To eat like Mr. Beast, I need rules. Rule 1. Eat something comically oversized. Rule 2. Try a dish so expensive it hurts to pay for it. Rule 3. Document everything. The triumphs and the food comas. Here's the plan. Kingly breakfast, monstrous burger for lunch, a shockingly pricey snack, an obscene dinner, and a dessert that's pure decadence. My credit card's ready, my stomach's bracing itself, and my sanity is questionable. Let the games begin. It's 9 a.m. and breakfast is about to get ridiculous. Today's starter, the Golden Goose Pancake Stack. 5 saffron vanilla pancakes, mascarpone cream, wild berries, rare maple syrup, and flakes of pure edible gold. Price tag, $100. This isn't just breakfast, it's a statement. I had to order it through a special courier. Apparently, luxury pancakes need climate control. For this price, these pancakes better be life-changing. The golden pancakes are on their way. Am I ready for this? We're about to find out. The doorbell rings. My $100 pancakes arrive in a box fit for a crown jewel. Inside, a golden brown tower, mascarpone cream, jewel-like berries, and shimmering gold flakes. It's absurd, beautiful, and honestly, a little intimidating. I snap a few photos. This is content, after all. The syrup comes in a glass bottle like a fine wine. Time for the first bite. Will it live up to the hype or be the world's most expensive letdown? Fork in hand. Let's do this. Okay, the moment has come. I've got my fork and knife, which feel woefully inadequate for this momentous occasion. I feel like I should be using ceremonial cutlery passed down through generations. I take a deep breath, steady my hand, and cut into the stack. The knife glides through the pancakes with an almost supernatural ease. They are incredibly light and fluffy, and the rich white mascarpone cream oozes gently from the sides. I make sure to get a little bit of everything on the fork, a piece of the saffron-infused pancake, a dollop of the cream, a single wild berry, and of course a shimmering flake of gold. This is it, the $100 bite. I bring the fork to my mouth, close my eyes, and take the plunge. The first thing that hits me is the texture. It's unbelievably soft and airy, like eating a sweet, fluffy cloud. The pancake itself has a subtle, complex flavor from the saffron and vanilla that's unlike any pancake I've ever had before. It's not just sweet, it's aromatic and almost savory in a way. Then the mascarpone cream melts on my tongue, smooth and decadent, its slight tanginess perfectly cutting through the sweetness of the pancake and the incredibly rich floral notes of the special maple syrup. The berry provides a little pop of tartness that balances everything out beautifully. It is, without a doubt, an absolutely phenomenal bite of food. But what about the gold? What flavor does this expensive, shiny metal add to the experience? The answer, my friends, is absolutely nothing. It has no taste. It has no texture. It is purely 100% for show. As I'm chewing, I'm trying to detect any hint of a mineral tang or a unique mouthfeel from the gold, but there's nothing there. It's like eating a normal, albeit incredibly delicious pancake that just happens to have some tiny, flavorless, and very expensive glitter on it. The gold is a silent passenger on this flavor journey, sitting in the back seat, looking pretty and contributing nothing to the conversation. It's the ultimate flex. I take another bite and then another. Each one is a symphony of flavor and texture. The quality of the ingredients is undeniable. The chef who designed this knew exactly what they were doing. They weren't just throwing expensive things together. They crafted a genuinely balanced and delicious dish. I find myself getting lost in the experience, momentarily forgetting about the price tag and just enjoying the sheer craftsmanship of it all. This is a breakfast that makes you slow down and savor every single mouthful. But as the initial shock and awe begins to fade, a single nagging question starts to creep back into my mind. Is it good? Yes, it's magnificent. But is it $100 good? Okay, I'm about halfway through this golden tower of breakfast, and I need to pause and process what is happening. My taste buds are having the time of their lives, but my inner accountant is having a full-blown panic attack. The pancakes are divine, the cream is luxurious, the syrup is probably blessed by angels. Every component, with the notable exception of the flavorless gold, is of the absolute highest quality. It's a masterfully constructed dish that delivers on its promise of a decadent, premium breakfast experience. I'm enjoying it immensely, far more than I honestly thought I would. It is, objectively, a 10 out of 10 in terms of pure flavor. But here's the thing. The Mr. Beast Challenge isn't just about whether the food is good, it's about value. It's about the intersection of flavor and finance. And this is where my brain starts to short-circuit. I'm trying to perform the mental gymnastics required to justify spending $100 on this. I'm thinking about all the other things that money could buy. That's 20 bacon, egg, and cheese sandwiches from my favorite corner deli. That's a week's worth of groceries. That's a round-trip bus ticket to visit my cousin in the next state. When I start to think about the opportunity cost, the deliciousness of the pancakes starts to get a little bit dimmer. You know what? I'm going to say something controversial. I'm going to say something that might get me kicked out of the fancy food club forever. While this is an incredible culinary experience, a part of me, a very large part of me, thinks I would have derived a similar amount of pure, unadulterated joy from a stack of chocolate chip pancakes from IHOP. Sure, they wouldn't be as complex or as refined, but there's a simple, comforting pleasure in a classic breakfast that doesn't require a credit check. The joy I'm feeling from these pancakes is high, but it's not 20 times higher than the joy I get from a $5 stack. So here's my final verdict on the $100 Golden Goose pancake stack. It was an unforgettable experience, and I'm genuinely glad I tried it. It was a perfect way to kick off the I Ate Like Mr. Beast challenge. But is it worth the price? For a normal person, on a normal day? Absolutely not. It's a novelty, a gimmick for people with money to burn, or for YouTubers like me who are on a ridiculous quest. With my mouth full of the last delicious and ludicrously expensive bite, I have to be honest. This is insane. It's good, but is it $100 good? Honestly, I'd almost rather have McDonald's. Almost now I need to go lie down before lunch. After the $100 pancake experience, I honestly thought my stomach might file for early retirement. I spent a few hours in suspended animation, a golden syrupy haze where eating again felt like a distant, terrifying memory. But the rules of the Mr. Beast Challenge are relentless. Time marches on and so must my digestive tract. Lunchtime is upon us, and if breakfast was about absurd luxury and price lunch is about sheer unadulterated scale, we're moving from the spend stupid money rule to the go big or go home rule. And believe me, we are not going home. We are going so big that we might need a new home with wider door frames. For this meal, I knew I had to find something that wasn't just large but comically titanically large. We're talking about a food item that makes you question your place in the universe. I'm channeling the spirit of those classic Mr. Beast videos where he and his crew are presented with a pizza the size of a manhole cover or a sandwich that requires a forklift to serve. I found a local slightly unhinged burger joint that has a secret menu item, a challenge so fearsome that it's spoken of only in hushed, greasy whispers. They call it the Leviathan, and it is my destiny to face it. Let me paint you a picture of what the Leviathan entails. This isn't just a double or triple cheeseburger. No, that's child's play. The Leviathan is a 10-patty monster. 10 all-beef patties, each weighing a quarter pound for a grand total of 2.5 pounds of pure, unadulterated ground beef. Each patty is layered with a slice of sharp cheddar cheese. It's also loaded with a pound of bacon, caramelized onions, jalapenos, and a mysterious tangy Leviathan sauce. But wait, there's more, because Mr. Beast wouldn't just stop at beef and bacon to add a touch of that signature opulence. This burger is topped with butter-poached lobster meat and a drizzle of black truffle aioli. It's a monstrosity. It's an affront to God and man. And it's my lunch. I'm genuinely concerned about the physics of this situation. How does one even approach eating such a thing? Do you unhinge your jaw like a python? Do you attack it with a knife and fork, dismantling it piece by piece like a bomb disposal expert? The sheer weight of it is intimidating. The menu claims it can feed a family of 4, and I am just one man. A man who is still feeling the effects of a very expensive pancake. The chef who created this burger was clearly either a genius or a madman, and I'm about to find out which. The order is in, the beast is being assembled. My stomach is sending out distress signals, but there's no turning back now. The moment has arrived. The server is approaching my table and they're not walking so much as shuffling, bracing themselves under the gravitational pull of the platter they're carrying. 2 hands, folks. It takes 2 hands to carry this burger. The other patrons have gone silent. They're all staring, their normal-sized lunches forgotten. I feel like I'm in a classic Western movie and the villain has just walked in. But the villain is a burger, and I'm the terrified sheriff who must face it down. The platter is placed before me with a heavy, ominous thud. And there it is, the Leviathan, in the flesh, or, well, in the beef. I need you to understand that photos and videos won't do this justice. It is a skyscraper of sustenance, a culinary colossus. The bun, a massive brioche, glistens under the lights, desperately containing the chaos within. The 10 patties are stacked in a tower with cheddar cheese cascading like volcanic lava. You can see the bacon peeking out, the pink lobster meat piled on top, and the whole thing held together by a knife plunged through its heart. It's glorious. It's horrifying. It's everything I dreamed. The aroma is overwhelming, a tidal wave of beefy, smoky, cheesy scents. My brain gets conflicting signals. One part screams, "Run, save yourself," while the other part just whispers, "Meat." I can feel the heat radiating from it. This isn't just a meal, it's a geological event. I'm expecting David Attenborough to start narrating my attempt to eat this. This is the final boss of the lunch menu, the king of all burgers, the one patty to rule them all. Before I can eat it, I have to strategize. I remove the giant knife, and the structure groans, shifting slightly like a building in an earthquake. This is a delicate operation. One wrong move and I could have a meat launch. I'm trying to figure out how to grip it. My hands aren't large enough, it's wider than my face, it's heavier than my cat. This is, without a doubt, the most intimidating food I've ever faced. The challenge is set. The beast is before me. Now, the battle begins. Okay, deep breath. I've decided against the knife and fork method. That feels like cowardice. A burger, no matter its size, must be faced head-on, with 2 hands and a prayer. I compress the bun as much as I can, which isn't much. It's like trying to squish a small car. I open my mouth as wide as humanly possible, feeling a slight twinge, and go in for the first bite. It's a messy, chaotic affair. I barely manage to get my teeth around maybe 3 of the 10 patties, along with some bun, bacon, and a dollop of the truffle aioli. The flavors explode in my mouth. It's an absolute symphony of savory, beefy, cheesy, bacony goodness. The beef is juicy and perfectly cooked. The cheddar is sharp and tangy. The bacon is crispy and salty. The lobster, which I was skeptical about, adds a surprising sweetness and a luxurious texture that actually works with the beef. And the truffle aioli ties it all together with that earthy, garlicky punch. It is, for one moment, one of the best bites I have ever had in my life. The combination of highbrow lobster and lowbrow excess is a work of genius. For a split second I think to myself, I can do this. I can conquer the Leviathan, but then, disaster strikes. My first bite has compromised the burger's structural integrity. The delicate balance has been upset. The tower begins to lean, slowly at first, like the Pisa of patties. I try to correct it, shifting my grip, but it's too late. The forces of gravity and grease have conspired against me. With a slow, tragic inevitability, the top half gives way. 3 patties, a heap of lobster, and a torrent of aioli slide off the side onto the platter with a wet, sloppy thud. It's a meat slide. A burger catastrophe. My beautiful, towering monster is now a beautiful, deconstructed mess. I'm sitting here, staring at the wreckage. My hands are covered in sauce and grease. My face is probably a mess, and my spirit is slightly broken. I've barely made a dent in this thing and it has already defeated me. This is the part they don't always show in the flashy montages. It's the struggle, the humiliation. The moment you realize that some foods are not meant to be conquered by a single human being. I've gone from feeling like a champion to feeling like a guy who just dropped his entire lunch on his plate. I don't think humans are meant to eat this much meat in one sitting. My jaw hurts. I've been staring at this mountain of meat for a solid 10 minutes and I've come to a grim realization. I cannot do this alone. My jaw is aching from that one heroic bite. My stomach, which was just starting to recover from the $100 pancake incident, is now sending me very clear, very panicked signals to abort the mission. I've made a respectable dent in the pile of burger debris on my plate, but the main structure, the remaining 7-patty behemoth, still looms over me, mocking my weakness. Mr. Beast always has his crew. Chandler, Chris, Carl, to help him tackle these insane eating challenges. It's time I followed his lead. I need reinforcements. So, I'm doing what any sensible person would do when faced with an insurmountable meat-based obstacle. I'm phoning a friend. I pull out my phone, its screen now slightly greasy, and dial the one person I know who has an appetite as questionable as my own, and who will drop everything for the promise of free, albeit chaotic, food. I'm calling Link. He's probably in the middle of sorting his collection of vintage t-shirts or something equally important, but this is an emergency. This is a code red, or maybe a code brown, given the amount of beef involved. I need my partner in crime. Link, you are not going to believe the situation I'm in, I say into the phone, trying to sound as pathetic as possible. I've encountered a burger of immense power. It has defeated me. I need your help. It's a matter of life, death, and professional pride. There's a pause on the other end, followed by a sigh. Rhett, what did you do now? I quickly explained the Mr. Beast challenge, the 10-patty tower, the lobster, the truffle aioli, the catastrophic structural failure. I can practically hear his eyes rolling, but I also hear the telltale sound of keys jingling. The promise of a legendary burger, even a partially disassembled one, is too strong to resist. He agrees to come. A wave of relief washes over me. The cavalry is on its way. This is no longer a solo mission, it's a team effort. This is what the Mr. Beast spirit is all about, right? Friendship, camaraderie, and sharing a meal that is actively trying to kill you. I spend the next 15 minutes guarding the burger remains from opportunistic flies and the judgmental stares of the restaurant staff. I feel a renewed sense of hope. Together, we can do this. We can honor the legacy of Mr. Beast by tag-teaming this culinary monstrosity into submission. The Leviathan may have won the first battle, but with Link on my side, we will win the war. Link has arrived, and his reaction upon seeing the burger wreckage was everything I hoped for. A mixture of horror, awe, and pure, unadulterated glee. Rhett, it's even more glorious and disgusting than you described, he said before, immediately grabbing a fork and diving into the pile of fallen patties. Together we attacked what was left of the Leviathan. It was no longer a burger, but more of a build-your-own burger platter. We were like two vultures picking at the carcass of a magnificent beast. We shared stories, we laughed at the absurdity of the situation, and piece by piece, bite by bite, we managed to whittle the mountain of meat down to a respectable hill. We didn't finish it. I want to be very clear about that. It was impossible. There are still at least 2 patties and a small handful of fries left on the platter, a testament to the burger's sheer power. But we made a valiant effort. We fought the good fight. And now we are paying the price. I'm experiencing a phenomenon I've only ever read about in legends, the meat sweats. A fine sheen of perspiration has broken out on my forehead, and I feel incredibly warm. My body is working overtime trying to process the sheer volume of beef, cheese, bacon, and lobster I've just subjected it to. I feel heavy, lethargic, and profoundly sleepy. This is a whole different kind of food coma than the one I had after breakfast. The pancake coma was a gentle, sugary slumber. This is a heavy protein-induced stupor. I feel like I could fall asleep right here at the table and hibernate for 3 to 5 business days. My stomach feels like a lead balloon. Every movement is a monumental effort. This is the physical toll of eating like Mr. Beast. It's not just about the money, it's about the sheer physical endurance required to consume these quantities of rich, heavy food. I have a newfound respect for Jimmy and his crew. Their digestive systems must be forged from adamantium. As Link and I sit here in our shared greasy misery, I reflect on the lunch experience. It was a journey. It had a beginning, awe and terror, a middle, a glorious first bite followed by catastrophic failure and an end shared defeat and the onset of the meat sweats. It was epic, it was messy, and it was a perfect representation of the go, big mentality. Was it a pleasant dining experience? Not entirely, but was it memorable? Absolutely. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to go find a dark, quiet room to lie down in for the foreseeable future. I can't even begin to think about what I'm supposed to eat for a snack. After the epic battle with the Leviathan burger, my body was staging a full-scale rebellion. The meat sweats had subsided into general lethargy, and the thought of consuming another morsel felt like cruel and unusual punishment. I was in a deep food coma, drifting in and out of consciousness, dreaming of salads and sparkling water. But the relentless clock of the Mr. Beast challenge waits for no man. The brief period between lunch and dinner is not for napping or quiet reflection. No, in Mr. Beast's world, this is snack time. A time to bridge the gap between meals with yet another act of culinary absurdity. For this segment, I knew I had to pivot away from size. My stomach capacity had been tested to its absolute limit, and attempting another oversized item would have resulted in immediate demise. Instead, I decided to focus entirely on the other core tenet of Mr. Beast food philosophy: pure, unadulterated extravagance. The snack had to be small, almost delicate, but with a price tag so outrageous, so disproportionate to its size, that it would make the $100 pancakes look like bargain finds. It needed to be something rare, something exotic, and something that screamed, "I am spending money just for the sake of spending money." After considerable research, which was difficult while lying horizontally on the floor, I discovered the perfect candidate. It wasn't a giant box of Japanese candy or rare exotic fruit. It was something that combined the breakfast opulence with the cold reality of my diminishing willpower. I found a specialty ice cream parlor, one of those high-end artisanal places that offered a secret, off-menu item known as the Golden Nugget Sundae. This wasn't just ice cream, it was a statement piece. A dessert designed less for consumption and more for Instagram posts and hushed whispers of disbelief. It was the perfect ridiculous choice. The sundae description was a masterclass in culinary hyperbole. It featured a single, perfect scoop made from Tahitian vanilla beans, purportedly the most flavorful vanilla in the world. This scoop would be served in a crystal dish, drizzled with sauce made from Amide Porcelana chocolate, one of the most expensive chocolates on the planet, and then topped with candied fruits from France. The final element was a delicate sheet of 24-karat edible gold, carefully draped over the entire creation like a precious blanket. The price for this single scoop? $200. Yes, $200 for ice cream. Summoning what little strength I had left, I made my way to the ridiculously chic ice cream parlor. The interior was minimalist and white, looking more like a modern art gallery than a place that sells frozen desserts. I felt profoundly out of place in my meat sweat-dampened clothes, a greasy barbarian in a temple of pristine sweetness. I approached the counter and, in a low, conspiratorial whisper, asked for the Golden Nugget Sundae. The server, a person who looked far too cool to be scooping ice cream, gave me a knowing smirk, as if I had just uttered the secret password to an exclusive club for the financially irresponsible. There was a certain ceremony to the preparation. It wasn't just scooped out of a tub and thrown into a cup. The server put on a pair of white gloves and handled the ingredients with the care of a surgeon. The crystal dish was polished until it sparkled. The single scoop of Tahitian vanilla ice cream was perfectly spherical, a flawless white orb. The expensive chocolate sauce was drizzled with artistic flair, creating a beautiful dark web over the vanilla. The candied fruits were placed with tweezers, each one positioned for maximum visual appeal. It was a slow, deliberate process, building the anticipation with every meticulous step, and then came the grand finale, the gold. The server produced a small, velvet-lined box. Inside, separated by tissue paper, were thin, shimmering sheets of edible gold leaf. Using a special pair of wooden tweezers, they gently lifted one of the sheets. It was so delicate it trembled in the air currents of the room. With a surgeon's precision, the gold leaf was laid over the top of the ice cream scoop, conforming to its curves and instantly transforming it from a simple dessert into a piece of edible jewelry. It was breathtakingly beautiful and at the same time the most profoundly silly thing I had ever seen in my life. The final creation was presented to me on a small silver tray, accompanied by a heavy, ornate-looking golden spoon. This was it. $200 worth of ice cream. It was so small, so finite. I could probably finish it in 3 or 4 bites. The contrast between its diminutive size and its monumental price tag was jarring. Is it life-changing, or just overpriced sugar? This single scoop of ice cream cost more than my entire breakfast and lunch combined would on any normal week. I carried the tray to a small table, my hands trembling slightly, not from weakness, but from the sheer financial weight of the snack I was about to consume. Here I am, sitting in this stark white room, staring at a $200 scoop of ice cream. The golden spoon feels comically heavy in my hand. It's almost as if its weight is meant to remind me of the gravity of the financial decision I've just made. The gold leaf on the ice cream shimmers and gleams, reflecting the gallery-style lighting of